Hey guys, and welcome back to the JTO channel. And this is your match review of Uruguay nil, South Korea nil in a very interesting game, a very tactical game, a game where two teams just cancelled each other out, and it's another nil-nil. And at least this one, it had its moments in terms of maybe chances. There weren't consistent chances created throughout the whole game, but in terms of the chances that both teams did create, you probably I do walk out of it thinking how at least one goal for each team not scored today. A draw is probably a fair result. I feel like their styles just clashed in ways because I feel like I don't know, Uruguay are not really that team in terms of breaking down, a team that sits back 4-2-3-1 slash 4-4-2 deep block, very well structured, very well compact, not allowing Uruguay's midfield to sort of play in between the lines as much as they wanted to. They really cut that off. They made them go wide. There was a period where for 5 minutes in that second half, Uruguay were genuinely going sideways. Like their centre backs were at the halfway line. You saw South Korea's shape, and bro, it was going out to their fullback, their left back, and then it went to Bentancur, and then it went to the centre backs, and then it went to their right back, and then it went over to Palestri down at the right wing, and he would try and maybe take on a man. It wouldn't work. He'd go backwards, and then it was sideways. Like it was proper sideways. Like they really stopped Uruguay from playing through the middle. Like Suarez today was nearly invincible, to be honest with you. And physically, Suarez wasn't at it as well. He couldn't really press from the front. He was getting out muscled too many times for my liking. And look, I'm not going to blame him for it. In terms of the quality of football he's been playing recently, he has been playing in Uruguay for Nacional. I'm pretty sure that's the team name. Even though he's bagged goals there and he's done well over there. But, for the level, considering you go from that to the World Cup, it's a bit, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, saying that though, Diego Godin today was insane, considering he plays in Argentina, I'm pretty sure right now. So that's that. But yeah, Suarez up front struggled for the most part of the game. Nunez was really the only one for Uruguay who brought pace up front. That's what I think of. They brought pace up front. Uruguay's shape was really interesting today. I've always known Uruguay to play 4-4-2. Vecino and Bentancur or even Valverde playing the two. They have their two wingers and they have Suarez and Cavani up front. Obviously, Nunez is in. Obviously, they found a way to play three of Vecino, Bentancur, and Valverde. So they're playing sort of like a 4-3-3 formation. But when I look at that, I don't think a 4-3-3 suits this Uruguay team because there's no elite creators. There's nobody that can really take the game and sort of drive at players and take them on. Like Valverde can do that, but he's a midfielder. Do you get what I'm saying? They don't have that star winger. They don't have that X factor in their team. Nobody that can bring something out of nothing. They've got world-class strikers like Suarez and Cavani who are not at the level anymore, let's be honest, but on a good day can still provide something special, of course, but they need service. They need to have chances created for them considering the system they played today. And Nunez today was really the only one who was bringing something. And Nunez, oh my God, I just laugh at this guy so many times because genuinely, he's not a good footballer. Like, he's not a good footballer. But the things he brings onto the field, yeah, it's like he can be a good footballer, but he has these bozo moments up front. Just bozo moments. Like, I just don't get him sometimes. Like, he'll make the hard things look so easy, but then he'll make the easy things look so difficult. It's like, why? Why do you make it so difficult for yourself? Like, he's such a complicated footballer. Like, I just can't figure him out sometimes. He's so frustrating. But at the same time, he's the only bright spark they really had in that attack. He was the only one really trying to bring pace with the width because Palestri doesn't really have that much pace and his match fitness isn't the greatest right now. And speaking of that Palestri guy, bro, he's Uruguay's starting right winger, but he's not played a single minute for Manchester United this season. I mean, make it make sense, man. It's crazy, but hey, it is what it is. He must be some sort of baller to be getting in that Uruguay team because, like I said beforehand, that Uruguay team does have talent. That Uruguay team, I feel like, is people's dark horses, including mine. They're one of the ones where I'm looking at them and I'm like, dark horses for this tournament. But today, very underwhelming, I can't lie. But at the same time, I can't say I'm surprised because South Korea with their shape today, with the way they defended, bruv, not many teams are really gonna get past them like that if they defend like that. Their problem is gonna be goals up front and the usage of Son, because Son's that type of player where he needs to run in behind defenders that play with a high line. And considering at times Uruguay played with a high line, but that was only because South Korea were dropping really deep, I would have felt to myself, why can't you play maybe Son up front in a two, make him run off Godin, so when South Korea get on the ball, Son in behind, just boot it up to him maybe. But you know what, South Korea were like, you know what, they're gonna try play some football, and you know what, technicians, another team that has technicians. As much as defensively, they were very compact. They defended well. They all fought for each other. They got physical. They got tight when they needed to. Technically, again, popping the ball about, stringing some passes together, just like Japan were the other day. And I can't lie, maybe these scouts need to start looking at the Middle East or East Asia, because it feels like football is growing over there in terms of fan support and just in terms of quality. You know, Saudi Arabia brought more quality than people expected. The same goes with Japan. The same goes with even South Korea today. So I can't lie, I'm really impressed with these Middle East, East Asia teams that are in this World Cup so far. I can't lie, none of them have failed to impress me. Obviously, except for Qatar, of course. But other than that, Saudi Arabia have been good. Japan have been good. South Korea were really impressive today from a defensive point of view and even from a technical point of view. At times, even really putting a challenge for Bentancur and Valverde, made those two at times lose the ball cheaply in cheap areas. At times, they won the ball back high up, even though they didn't really try to. It was mainly down to Uruguay just making mistakes. And then when you look at the chances, there was one, I think his name is Hwang. Can I just say, a lot of these South Koreans have the same name. I actually find that funny. Like think about it. The back five today of South Korea, all had Kim in their name. Every single one of them, bro. Every single one of them. The commentators did well to sort of differentiate all of them. So fair play. Fair play to them in terms of that. But in terms of the chances, I think Hwang had a chance where South Korea were popping the ball about. One of their midfielders passes it on to a runner who was making a run, and then obviously he squares it onto Hwang. I think that's his name. And he obviously shot the ball. Really should score considering the space he had, considering where the goalkeeper was, considering the position he was in. Yeah, he just leaned back as he took the shot, and when you lean back and take a shot, the ball's likely to just go high or just not have any power on it at all. So yeah, that's really what happened. And in terms of Uruguay, their biggest chance today, you'd probably say, was Diego Godin's header in the first half where it hit the post. He's just unlucky there. He's just really unlucky there. He timed his run, he timed his jump. Yeah, fair play, but unfortunately the ball just did not go in the back of the net. It hit the post, and then Valverde had a wonder strike that also hit the post as well, which was a crazy strike. But yeah, 0-0. It is what it is. This is going to be a tough group because Portugal play later. In fact, Portugal play next as I'm recording this video. And obviously, they'll probably beat Ghana today convincingly. I'm actually kind of convinced that they're going to beat Ghana today. But it's not a guarantee that they're going to go through. In fact, I'm going to say right now, I think there's a chance Portugal might not even make out the group stage. And when I look at the way these two teams played today, when I look at them defensively, when I look at their style of play, I genuinely think Portugal could struggle. Last World Cup, Uruguay beat Portugal. Why can't they do it again? Obviously, it's been 4 years since then, so yeah, players would have changed, players would have got older, new players would have come in, potentially new managers would have come in as well. So that's that. We'll see what happens in that game. And South Korea will prove to be a tough game for Portugal as well. So yeah, I feel like both teams can get through. And another thing I just want to end on real quick on this is I've been thinking about why these games keep ending 0-0, right? Obviously, this game ended 0-0. Denmark, Tunisia ended 0-0. Switzerland and even Cameroon nearly ended 0-0. That only happened 1-0. Belgium, Canada could have easily ended 0-0. Belgium won that game 1-0. I'm just wondering why these games sort of really tight and close, and why are we not seeing enough goals? Why are we not maybe seeing enough entertainment? And I think it just comes down to for some of these teams, it's their first game at the World Cup. I think it also comes down to the surprise of seeing certain other teams perform, like Denmark, Tunisia. I think Denmark were maybe surprised with the way Tunisia played. And I just think these teams are keeping it safe, and they're like, you know what? We don't want to lose our opening game. We just don't want to. At the end of the day, we've been thrown into this situation because normally at the World Cup, when the World Cup comes about, the season ends what, 3 4 weeks, 2 weeks at least before the World Cup starts. So you have a couple warm up matches. You have, you know, a lot more training sessions and a lot more time to sort of implement your structure, your foundation, your style of play, what you want to do, which players you want to pick, etc., etc. You're gonna have time to do everything that you need to do. In this World Cup, it's like club football's over. 7 days later, boom, we're into the World Cup. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like you don't really have enough time on the training ground to do what you have to do. And I think, and you don't have many warm up games as well. You know, to really get the team blending, get the style of play going, get the team chemistry going as well, the bond as well, all of that stuff. So I feel like, yeah, I think that may be a reason why these games are ending 0-0. I think after today, from tomorrow onwards, I think when you see USA play England, you know, when you see Brazil obviously play one of these two teams, Uruguay, South Korea, both of them, you know, when you see obviously Senegal play, Netherlands play, when you see Belgium play, Canada, when you see all these teams play, Argentina as well, I think now you could start to see way more entertaining games from the next round of fixtures onwards. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, follow my social media down below, and I'll see you guys for the Portugal Ghana review. Obviously, do check out my review earlier on Switzerland, Cameroon, and yeah, I'll see you lot then. Peace.